Good morning, testing 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike, and today is the 7th of March already. It's 11 a.m. No, this is not a recording. We are live. We are always live, Monday to Saturdays at 11 a.m. We are also live Monday and Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. with a trading show. 8 times a week at the moment we stream. Maybe we go to 9 in the near future. Maybe we have some interesting and exciting news for next week, but we cannot announce it just yet. So before I begin, the usual shout outs. Good morning to everybody in chat. Mags, I think Hidden Agendas is here. Kishan, I think that's Taterland. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what you're doing this morning. Hello, and there's one of the channels we stream on. I just can't pronounce them. They're just a series of letters and numbers. But VQ5, good morning to you as well. I hope you're doing well. So what we're going to go through today, well, we have a full agenda, and we're going to try and get through this as fast as possible. But this is going to be a heavy show. We have a lot to cover. We have an awful lot of X-Files. We have some news about MicroStrategy. We have some more news about MicroStrategy. We have some news about Sam Altman and WorldCoin. We have some news about Donald Trump and MAGA. Now, yesterday I mentioned on the stream that there was a coin called MAGA or Trump coin, and it was going to do very well because of the elections in America. Lots and lots of people reached out to me after the show and said, what's this about? What's going on? Can you give us more information? So I am going to give you some news about MAGA. So if you are here, Jesse, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Saraf, Emmy, welcome to the stream. After that, we're going to go through some March dates. That'll be a quick one. There are some key dates in March for us to look forward to. There is going to be a rate decision this month. And then we're going to finish with some news about Toncoin. And obviously, those of you that don't know, that is to do with Telegram. So Toncoin is going to be covered at the end of the show. So we have a lot to get through, and we have an awful lot of X-Files. I'm not sure I'm going to get this done in an hour. And that's the headline of the show today, calm like water. I am not going to go off on any rants. It's on the screen to remind me to stay focused and remember that there's a lot of information to get through, and I'm going to try and do it as best I can. And of course, still bottom right-hand corner, I do think we have $74,000 on the table. Max Kaiser predicts 75. Who knows? Who knows? Good morning, Nikki. Welcome to the stream. So let's start with the markets very briefly. We are up at $2.52 trillion. Volume still in excess of 150 billion. It has come down somewhat since Monday, Tuesday. Bitcoin dominance still over 52%. Ethereum is, of course, pumping. It's up at 18%. Still 70% of crypto is dominated by the big two. Let's not forget that. Bitcoin is coming in at just under 67,000. Look at Ethereum, just under $4,000. I haven't bought the hat yet that I'm going to eat, by the way, if you're wondering. I am going to be eating my hat at some point live on stream, because I said that I doubted Ethereum would get above 3,000 and hold it. And look where we are. BNB is up a big chunk, as is Solana. Remember, my target for Solana is $144. I don't really do an awful lot of price predictions for BNB. BNB is one of those coins where if there's a launch pool event, the price pumps. And when the launch pool event finishes, the price diminishes a little bit. But over time, it accumulates value. I also don't have a huge price target for BNB in the next bull run. I think maybe $1,500 to $2,000 for BNB. Yes, that's still a 4 or 5x, but it's already got quite a large market cap, nearly 65 billion already. I do think Solana is going to catch it and overtake it any day now. And I don't think, once I think Solana gets a $4 or $5 billion head start on BNB, I don't think it'll ever look back. But there we go. So there's lots up in the top 10, but let's have a look at the gainers and the losers. Now, I am not going to say, I told you so. I did say a few weeks ago I was going to refrain from that. But Fetch and Singularity are absolutely ripping up trees. Fetch, I was getting in at 30 cents, 25 cents. It's $2.72. $2.74 seems to be a good target for it to try and break. If it does break that, we're probably going to go to $3 on Fetch. Render was 30 cents as well. That's at $10. There is some news about Render that we haven't managed to fit into the show. There's a few deals that they've got on the table with some big players. Singularity is up 30% in the day. Expect some level of retracement. If you see a coin pumping 20%, 26%, 40%, it's up 100% in a week. Expect a small pullback, maybe 20%, maybe even a 30% pullback. Nothing goes up or down forever. What else is up here? Arweave is up here. A lot of AI projects near the top. Near is up here. Phantom is there. 81 cents. Crikey, I never expected Phantom to get anywhere near $1 again. Woo is up there. So a lot of big hitters in the top. Bonkers retraced. Dog with Hat. Pepe. SHIB. All the meme coins. Remember what I said. Meme coins will rip. And they will also rip down. And, you know, look at the gains you've had in a week. Over 100% on most of those meme coins. So retracing 15%, 16%. If you've got in at Bonk 2 weeks ago, you are more than comfortably doubling your money. Dog with Hat, you're probably up already 150%. Pepe the same. So don't worry too much about these retracements. If you're not taking profits on the way up, then what are you doing? You need to be taking profits, especially out of meme coins. Dogecoin is down there as well. So all the meme coins have taken a bit of a retracement. Everything else is neither here nor there. 3 or 4%, 5%. Nothing to really worry about. So what we'll do is we have a lot of these X files to go through. Mainly because I want to make sure everybody understands. When I'm talking on the stream about certain things, you need to know why I'm talking about them. So, Plan B, I said on the stream a few days ago, maybe even yesterday, that we've now left the accumulation phase of Bitcoin and we've now started the bull run. This is the chart I was referring to. You will see a red dot here on the right-hand side of the screen. That red dot and that period of red dots is the bull run, according to Plan B's stock to flow model. So when we talk about are we in the bull market, are we not in the bull market, this is probably my favorite indicator to say that we are. I know we've come from 15,000 to 67,000. I appreciate that's a 4.5x, but when the charts start to show we're in the bull run, you have to pay them respect. So according to Plan B, we are already in the bull run, and he is a good chap to follow as well because he does keep up to date with where Bitcoin is compared to where it should be in his models. And yesterday, the New York Community Bank, Bancorp, it went down 42% in a day. And I do believe trading was suspended. The 35th largest US bank, founded over 160 years ago, is now down 42%. So it's not just crypto that can have these massive swings. I'm sure today there will be a certain level of recovery. But banks, and a lot of smaller banks, even though it's ranked 35th, it's not a top 20 bank. A lot of these banks outside the top 20 will probably be swallowed up over the next few years by the likes of Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, Chase, places like that. So expect to see the end of them. And one other update, I did comment on Monday, I think, about is this the largest ever sale of an asset in the crypto space? And that is a Star Atlas ship. The T1 Titan ship was sold for $5 million. Now, I don't believe they paid $5 million for it. They probably negotiated $3 or $4 million, but this would probably rank Star Atlas as having sold one of the most, if not the most expensive NFT that's ever been sold. We did cover the top 10 NFTs ever sold last summer, and I think they were around the low millions, 1-2 million. So this could be the most expensive NFT ever sold. And Not that it means anything, but there it is. I think it's something like 9 kilometers long. It's huge. So congratulations to Star Atlas for that sale. It is a bit of a detractment, but what a sale. What do you do with a $5 million NFT? That's the question. Now, this was one that I talked about again on Tuesday, was meme coins. Meme coins can be great if you get in at the right time and you get out at the right time. And this unfortunate soul sold his whiff, the dog meme with the hat on. He sold it for $800 and it is now worth $13.8 million. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused and flourishing, and probably crying on the inside. All I would say about this is that you need to treat meme coins with respect. You need to not put your portfolio into them. But also, like I was saying, if you're taking profits along the way and you're taking 10% here, 20% there, your bag may end up 100xing. Great, but you've taken profits along the way. The problem is, and I said yesterday about the Doge millionaire, the problem is if you hold it all the way up and you hold it all the way down again, you're no better off than you were at the beginning. And taking profits is dollar cost averaging out of a coin. So if you put $100 into WIF a month ago and it's now worth $600, you should probably take $200 off the table. If it then goes to $2,000, take another $700 or $800 off the table and just accumulate the return, because if, as it probably will at some point in the future, correct massively, you've still taken profits along the way. And you can look back and say, I put $100 in, I've got $2,500 out. And then it doesn't matter what it goes on to do after that. You've taken your profit. I know a lot of people want to hold it right to the very end, but the question I'll ask you is, when do you sell that meme coin? If you're going to hold it right to the end of what? What's your get out plan? What's your exit from that meme coin? Are you going to hold it when that meme coin is going to go to $100 billion? Do you honestly think that meme coin will get that high? Set a target for a market cap for that meme coin that you think it will hit and sell at that price. And that will give you some confluence. Most meme coins are not going to break $1 billion. The ones that do will probably not break $5 billion. The ones that do, and we're getting down to a handful, may touch 10 or 15 billion at this point in time. If you've got a coin that's gone from 100 million to 2 billion and it's 20x'd, it's not going to 20x in the next 4 or 5 weeks. That's when you should be taking your profits. And finally, now, probably most of you out there know who this is. I have no real... I've seen him speak a couple of times. So this is Robert Kiyosaki. Bitcoin is on fire. The biggest mistake you can make is to procrastinate. Important to start, even if it's only for $500. Next stop, he predicts, is $300,000 per Bitcoin in 2024. Now, that is some prediction. And what that makes me believe is that Robert has bought all the Bitcoin that he wants to buy, and he wants to tell his... How many followers has he got? He wants to tell his 2.5 million followers to go and buy Bitcoin so he can pump his bags. Because I would probably hazard a guess that he's going to be taking profits about 250,000. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that it's market manipulation, but treat these kind of numbers with the respect they deserve, which is zero. There's no research into this. There's no reason why. Has he picked $300,000 out of thin air? And he's expecting it this year. Now we're at $67,000 today, so he's expecting it to nearly 5x in the next 10 months, 9 months, whatever it may be. Even I don't think we are going to get anywhere near that. I think if we get to $100,000 by the summer, we will have done incredibly well, incredibly well. So don't believe everything you read on the internet. I think that's the best bit of advice I can give you. Also, one other thing, I can see a couple of chats. I can see a few people talking. and now I cannot read most of what is being said. So I am half blind today when it comes to reading your comments. So make sure if you do type them in a couple of times. And I have seen a few comments. I'm not ignoring you, but I have a lot to get through. So, hi. Kishan is there again. Hello, Kishan. I can see you. I can definitely see you. Right then, let's get rid of this advert. Okay. So MicroStrategy upsizes convertible debt offering to $700 million to buy even more Bitcoin. We kind of covered the very breaking part of this yesterday, but I just wanted to highlight it again. So the debt will have a conversion price at 42.5% premium to its last close. So what that's saying is if the price of the shares is $1, it's being offered to you at $1.42.5. That's what it means. Now, what's he going to go and do with $700 million? Well, you might believe that Michael Saylor is going to go and buy Bitcoin with it. And that's what I would have said 10 times out of 10. The reason being is MicroStrategy, of course, holds billions of Bitcoin. They now hold nearly 200,000 Bitcoin. Does it mention it in the article? There we go. Did I say that? There we go. So yeah, they've got 193,000 Bitcoin worth $13 billion. Now remember, there was a lot of people talking last year about Michael Saylor being liquidated as the price of Bitcoin came crashing down. He obviously has a lot of debt. There was a liquidation price set on that Bitcoin, and that would have killed MicroStrategy. So they're offering this. People will be able to buy these shares or this debt. He will then go and buy what we think is $700 million of Bitcoin with it. But just hang on 1 minute. This is breaking news. And where is the article? Where did I put the article? Is it in this one? Here we go. Now, we are going to very quickly look at the Bitcoin chart in a minute, but this has thrown a spanner in the works. And this is why everything has kind of been messed up. Right, let me make this a lot bigger so you can read it. So MicroStrategy is taking into consideration obtaining Ethereum. A headline, actually, you can't quite see it if I do that. Does that fit on the screen? Salvatore, good morning. You've joined us just as we've got to the breaking news. So MicroStrategy is considering buying Ethereum. I cannot believe I've said that. So MicroStrategy is scheduling to spend money on Ethereum. Unbelievable. I know, I'm shocked. We've just mentioned they hold 193,000 Bitcoin. I have listened to at least 20 Michael Saylor interviews where he talks about Bitcoin being digital land. So it's not digital property, it's not digital gold, it's digital land. That's what he's always compared it to. And he sees nothing else in front of him but Bitcoin. So to read this headline after everything he's said, I am shocked and I don't understand why he's going down the route of Ethereum. Is he going to buy it to sell? Is he going to buy it because he expects the price of Ethereum to outpace Bitcoin? Think of it this way. He said there was an article about, there was an interview about a portfolio and a diversified portfolio. And his argument was, why diversify away from Bitcoin when it's going to be the greatest appreciating asset mankind has ever seen? So why do you buy Ethereum then? You buy Ethereum because you believe that Ethereum is going to appreciate in value more than Bitcoin. Or why would you buy it? If I said to you, Amazon's stock is going to go up 100% in the next 12 months guaranteed, and Apple stock will only go up 20%, would you put $100 into each, or would you buy $200 worth of Amazon? You'd buy the 100% every day of the week. So why is Michael Saylor doing this? It makes no sense unless he believes Ethereum will outstrip Bitcoin. If Ethereum does a 6 to 8x in the next 18 months and Bitcoin does a 5x, I would expect Michael Saylor to hold Ethereum all the way through to $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 Ethereum, and then I expect him to sell to buy Bitcoin. That's the only strategy I see in my head that works for Michael Saylor. How have you spent 2 years telling people that Bitcoin is the answer and you shouldn't have a diversified portfolio, and now you're considering buying Ethereum? So on March the 6th, Crypto Intelligence Information, famous... What? I don't even know what that is. Explicit particular person... Is this written in English? Or is this written by AI? So basically, Ethereum are planning to add to its stability sheet. The report verified that they're not... This is AI written. I can't even read this. 1 minute. There we go. Let's get rid of that silly advert. So MicroStrategy is planning. The earlier CEO Michael said it's an important thing. Man or lady, I'm not reading the rest of this. All I know is that they are looking to buy into Ethereum, and that's the headline. I'm sure there will be a call in the next few days or weeks from Michael Saylor explaining his actions. But for me, it's absolutely crazy for him to suggest that. Now, very quickly then, let's get the Bitcoin chart up so you can see where we are. Nothing's really changed since yesterday. My bull pennant is still here at 74,500. Max Kaiser expects it by Friday. I thought it was going to arrive by yesterday or today, which it hasn't done yet. We're still at 67,000. We're probably going to have another run at our all-time high, which was set earlier this week. And of course, as you'll expect, we're going to do one or two things. We're going to do that, or we're going to do that. If we break the all-time high and break 70,000, we're going to go straight up. If we don't, we could retrace back, probably towards 62.2, 62.5, something like that. As I said, nothing's really changed. It's just the RSI has cooled off a little bit on the daily. On the 4 hour, the RSI has also cooled off somewhat. So, maybe today we will do this kind of movement again, where we will move up. Maybe we will do this. In that case, maybe by Friday we will hit 74,000, 75,000. So nothing really to report on Bitcoin. We've got a lot to get through, so we're going to move on quite quickly. So that's Michael Saylor. They've raised $700 million. Is most of that going to go into Bitcoin? Is he going to put 500 million into Bitcoin and 200 million into Ethereum? We don't know just yet. Maybe the article has got the signals wrong. Maybe it isn't to do with buying Ethereum, but it has done a little bit of what's the word? It's caused a lot of consternation on X. Let's put it that way. I will choose my words wisely. Right then, let's crack on. So, as you know, WorldCoin, I am not a fan of the project. I have said it many times on here, and I'm not going to repeat myself. But Spain has blocked WorldCoin over data privacy concerns. Now, what is going to happen, or what they want to happen, is Sam Altman wants to get as many of the population digitized and have a digital ID as they can using WorldCoin. And they're bribing you with 25 WorldCoin to go and get your iris scanned. Now, at the time of writing, that is what, $175, maybe $190. So in a lot of parts of the world, $190 is an awful lot of money, and I wouldn't blame you for going to get your eye scanned for $190 because it's a lot of money. But the connections to the World Economic Forum, the way they're going to use AI, I just don't see this. This is kind of Terminator level privacy infringement, because it doesn't matter what they say about what they're doing with the data. It's still open to being hacked. It's still open to people like government bodies demanding to see that information. So once you've given the information over, there's no guarantee that it's safe because it's not encrypted. So the Spanish Data Protection Authority has instructed WorldCoin to cease collecting personal data through eye scans and use already collected data in Spain. Earlier today, South Korean regulators also issued a press release announcing they'd begun investigating WorldCoin over complaints of privacy concerns. They've made the decision public, emphasizing it is a preventative step to safeguard Spanish citizens. Totally agree. The announcement marks Spain as the first European nation to challenge the operations, underscoring the need for a collective European response. Now, the issue is here for me. WorldCoin is a private enterprise. The World Economic Forum is a private enterprise. They are not run by government bodies, and they are going into sovereign countries and taking the data of their citizens. And yes, it happens in other things like banking institutes, and it happens in healthcare. I get all of that, but they have regulations and they have systems and audits that they have to follow. And yes, there are leaks from time to time. WorldCoin is an independent blockchain-based company that probably doesn't fall under the same laws and regulations that other projects do. So I'm not saying they've found a loophole, but government legislation hasn't kept up with them. So the price has fallen 10%, but it's still up 200% since the start of the year. There we go. Launched in 2019, WorldCoin aims to distribute its cryptocurrency in exchange for users agreeing to have their irises scanned by a device known as the Orb. The issuer seeks to develop a secure method to verify human identity. Why do we need this? Why do you need to verify who you are? Distinguishing real users from AI entities as AI tech evolves. Absolute nonsense. Despite its innovative approach, WorldCoin faces significant regulatory challenges. The project is not accessible in major markets like China and India, and it has encountered legal obstacles in Kenya. The UK is also going to investigate. Now, I'm hope that this is a short-lived project. I do not want to see it succeed. I do not want the coin to succeed, and I do not want anybody to be burnt by buying and holding this coin. Not financial advice, but this is not something I am ever going to recommend. I will cover the government doing the right thing and banning it. I will cover that, but I will not do price predictions on it. Brogan probably will on his channel, but I'm not one for this, because your information is yours, your privacy is yours, and that for me means that no matter how well this project does in terms of price appreciation, I am never going to follow it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on and talk about MAGA. So there is an Aussie in chat. I can't see him today, so more than likely he's not here. But we're going to talk about Trump coin, and we'll start off first talking about Donald Trump, and then we will move on to the coin, because his portfolio has soared to $7.5 million, fueled by Trump coin's ascension and Ethereum's gains. Remember, last year Donald Trump had 2 releases on OpenSea. He had his Trump collection, which was for sale. I think it was $100. You could get an NFT, and it soared. I think even at one point it went to something like 0.3 ETH, which at today's prices would be about $1,250. Pretty impressive, really. So after the the former president of the United States, Trump, saw his crypto holdings exceed $5 million, 10 days later, it's worth $7.5 million. This increase is due to $4.66 million emanating from the cryptocurrency he holds called Trump, which has experienced a significant uptick in value alongside a variety of other meme coins. Now, remember, Donald Trump is not the only person to have a meme coin. There is a Biden coin. There is also a Vivek coin. and I'm sure there's plenty of others. I think there's a Gensler coin as well. I think I've covered that in a video at some point. So these have no connection whatsoever to the real person. So this Trump coin, Trump, T-R-U-M-P, we're going to go through the website and the coin in a minute. They sent him 579,000 MAGA. That's the Trump coin. 10 days ago, the worth of it stood at $2.98 million, and currently it's $4.66 million. It's gone up 56%. Given the current high value, the cryptocurrency community is speculating on whether he will sell the gift he now holds. Beyond his Trump coin assets, he's still got Baby Trump, which is valued at $93, and another cryptocurrency called Trump, valued at $18,000. So he has a lot of digital assets from the sale. He's still got his wrapped Ethereum. He's still got his other Ethereum. I think he sold a large chunk of it at some point in the past. The last outflow from the wallet occurred 2 months ago. He sent 475 ETH to Coinbase. He probably sold it at that point. Do you think the 45th president will eventually spend the Trump token funds? I think he will sell the entire portfolio at some point, and why shouldn't he? So first of all, this is the coin we were talking about on the stream yesterday. Now, first of all, another thing to mention, second of all, I'm not associated with this coin and I don't hold any. I'm not being paid to tell you about this coin. This is a coin which has popped up on the radar because of its gains. It's got a $270 million market cap. So it's not a small coin. And if we go back to the chart, it does look like a pump and dump scheme. A pump and dump is where it comes along here, it hits the press, people buy in. It got to, what's this, $11.50, something like that, $11.50. And that was 4 days ago. It's now down to $6.50. So it's lost almost 50% of its value in a few days. Now, why do I think this is going to do well? Well, first of all, and I'm going to make this very clear, I'm not going to buy any. I am not going to buy any of this token. I'm showing it you because you're going to see it. It's going to be in the press. It's going to be in the news. The more the election in America unfolds, the more you're going to see this token mentioned. Now, my chat seems to have absolutely frozen, and I don't know why. Give me 1 second. So, this is the MAGA movement on the blockchain, the MAGA meme coin. So, there are only, I think, 47 million. There's only 47 million in supply. Now, think of it this way. He was the 45th president of America. Biden is the 46th president of America. So 47 million, I would gather, is because he'll become the 47th president of America, if it counts as being twice. I don't know, but maybe it is. And they do donate to charitable donations, mentioned down here. They talk about donating to other charity partners down here, the veterans, the homeless, all these kind of things. So there is a good movement behind it. And in all honesty, when I looked at this project, the website is actually not a lot nicer than I expected. So this is the MAGA token. This is the coin which I was talking about. I do think it's going to run up. I do think it's going to catch the meme vote. Now, what I think is going to happen, I think there is going to be a Trump-Biden meme coin war in the next 8 months. So I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some kind of rallying cry for Democrats to go and buy Biden, and for Trump supporters, the Republicans to go and buy Trump token. I think that's what's going to happen. So I think there's going to be a kind of an election meme war. I think. I could be very wrong, but that's what I think is going to happen. Now, the token itself, again, we could argue that it was in some kind of channel. I'm not going to do a lot of TA on this because it's a meme coin and I'm really not that interested in it, but it's at 270 million. To get to a billion, to get to a billion, it would do a 4x. It would put it at nearly $30. So we would be talking about something like, where is it? Let's see if we can find it. 1 minute. So that is potentially where the coin could go to in the next 6 to 12 months. And that would put it at $1 billion minimum. So we're a long way from there. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but the writing's on the table. I mean, I'm not a fan of meme coins. I cover them because people like them and they have massive gains. And obviously we're in the business of trying to grow the channel, so we do make meme coin videos from time to time. But for me, what's going to happen is MAGA and Biden are going to get to a certain size. Then the centralized exchanges will add them. That will pour more fuel on the fire. Then the narrative will start about the meme wars between Biden and Trump. Then people, maybe on tier 1 exchanges like you're watching on now, maybe it will be added to those. And we could be looking at a $2 billion project in 6-7 months' time. I'm not going to argue against that because we've currently got dogs, cats, frogs, lizards, snakes. All of these coins are over $1 billion or $500 million. It's crazy, but it's meme culture. I have to accept it. Even though I'm old and tired, I have to accept that meme culture exists and these tokens are going to rip. So this was the token I was talking about yesterday. It's called Trump. The official website is magamemecoin.com or something like that. Go and have a look at it. Again, I'm not going to buy any, and I'm not going to buy any Biden either. It's not my thing, but I understand why people were asking, so I wanted to make sure that everybody knew what I was talking about. Right then, let me move on very quickly. Yeah, you see my chat's frozen. I cannot see the chat properly. So major crypto events in March that could influence Bitcoin and the altcoin prices. So again, we're not going to go through each and every one of these. It's not that important. I'm going to pull out the key ones. Make this a little bit bigger. So the 12th of March, you have got the CPI data. The CPI data is the Consumer Price Index. It's going to tell us about inflation. So inflation data comes out on the 12th, which is 5 days from now, which is next Tuesday. The upgrade to Ethereum happens next Wednesday. This is a big one. We could easily see a run up over $4,000 for Ethereum when this happens. What's it going to do? It improves scalability and also improves the amount that layer 2s pay in fees for adding transactions to the Ethereum blockchain. So it's going to make all of the layer 2s for Ethereum pop off. That's Optimism, Arbitrum, and Matic at least. There are others, but they're the top 3 for me. We don't really care about FTX. We don't really care about Nvidia. This is the next big one. This is the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. This is the 20th. This is 2 weeks today. No, 2 weeks yesterday. This is a big one. And what everybody is expecting is there's going to be a rate hold. They're not going to put interest rates up. They're not going to put interest rates down. And no matter how much Powell tries to tell us that we're not out of the woods yet, we're going to see 2 rate cuts very soon. That's been announced by a member of their board. We're probably going to see one in June. Remember, there's an election in America. Nobody wants to go into an election with high interest rates, because that means you're paying more for your car loan, more for your mortgage, more for your private medical loans, whatever else you've got in America. So the rate cuts have to happen this year, and they have to happen with enough time to make people feel rich by November. That's the way it's going to work. So I think there won't be a cut this month. Maybe there'll be a cut in June. The next one then is the Ripple SEC case begins. That's in 2 days after the rate decision. Again, that's not going to be the actual decision. That's just going to be the opening brief submissions. That's not important. The trial against Do Kwon, the ex-LFG, the Luna Foundation, that begins, and then the sentencing of Sam Bankman-Fried. So the last 2 dates are Do Kwon, who I don't believe is guilty, by the way. I don't believe he should be held responsible for the crash of the network. It was more than one man. It wasn't fraudulent. It might have been an outside source that tried to do it. So I'm not going to hold Do Kwon in the same light as Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried, I believe, should be going to jail for a while at least. I don't know how long you get in America for fraud, but I think Sam Bankman-Fried. So it's going to be a busy month, March. I think that the upgrade, the Fed rate decision, and the 2 trials, that's probably the 4 big things from March for us. And of course, let's not forget that at some point we're going to have the all-time high breaking $70,000 for Bitcoin, but we don't know what date that's going to be. We just know that at any day now that we're going to have another God candle and we're going to wick up. Now it's 11:41. We are well on time. So Ton receives $8 billion of investment, announces Telegram Web3 super app launch. Now, my issue has always been with anything trying to compete with X. You have got Elon Musk, the second richest man, or now the richest man in the world, owning X, that he wants to turn into the westernized version of WeChat. And then you have Ton trying to compete with it. Now, Ton and Telegram are 2 separate organizations, because when Telegram tried to launch this coin way back when, the SEC said that it's a securities breach, or it's a token offering, it's a securities offering, whatever they want to call it. So Ton is a separate entity. They've received $8 million, and that Telegram is now going to start rolling out the next version of itself. So according to this blog post, this collaboration provides financial support to Ton and long-term assistance in building Telegram's Web3 super app, along with collaborating with the blockchains such as Mantle Network, says the Ton team. Now, one of the things that is really nice about Telegram is it's more than just Reddit or WhatsApp. There are Telegram trading bots, and there are some big ones. I've made videos about them in the past, where there are Telegram trading signals bots. In fact, if you, again, let's go back to do our own research. If we do this, for example, and you click on categories, you see Telegram bot here. So this shows you the list of all the top trading bots on Telegram. I know we're going off on a little tangent, but we have time now. So ChainGPT, which I held and I owned ChainGPT for a long time. I sold out of it probably a month or so ago. The big one for me was Unibot. And Unibot had a huge run up in price. I think it got to $250 or $300. Let's have a little look. Again, CoinMarketCap loves to take its time when I'm on my stream. So if we go back, I think it ran all the way up. There we go. So this ran all the way up to $200. Now, a Telegram trading bot, it connects to a wallet and it carries out trades on your behalf, or you can use it to give you signals to then for you to go out and trade. And the problem is that lots of people fall foul of scam bots, bots that aren't really real, that try and just take your money. So a good place to start for looking for real Telegram trading bots is CoinMarketCap, and then look for the big ones. As I said, ChainGPT, been following that project for about 2 years. TokenFi, they've been in the news quite a lot recently. Unibot was the big one. I think Unibot is listed on all the major exchanges as well. I'm not advocating buying these tokens at this price, however, because I don't know how much long-term value they're going to have. If we go back to the article, for example, if Ton is trying to move into this Web3 space with Telegram and create a unified blockchain app, then it might come with its own suite of trading bots. So there is an existential threat to those trading bots from Ton, the same way there's a threat to Telegram and Ton from Dogecoin and X, or WeChat X, whatever you want to call it. So although I like all of this stuff, you need to bear in mind that Ton is at near all-time highs. I know it wicked all the way up to $4 or $5, but we're pretty much at all-time highs now at 270, 280. We'll get onto the chart in a minute. But I just wanted to go through this because I think it's important to understand that not everything that gets investment is something that you should be looking to go and buy just because it's got some investment. Loads of things get investment and go to zero. I do like Telegram and I do use Telegram, but I don't think there's anything absolutely unique about Telegram that couldn't stop somebody from coming along and wiping it out. That's my issue. However, I digress. So the Telegram founder announced new measures to limit the platform's Ton share to approximately 10% of the total issue. So that was about the raise. Now, we don't need to talk any more about that. Yeah. And also, there's a revenue share going on as well that I haven't mentioned, where so much percentage of the revenue from Telegram will be shared with Ton holders and people that operate channels on Telegram. So it's all very nice, all very good. But my warning is to do with the price. And again, I'm not saying short the coin. I'm not saying buy the coin. I'm not saying anything. I'm just showing you what we found. It already has a very large market cap. 9 billion, 9.3 billion, or whatever it is. These charts take forever to load. So we've seen an absolute dip and we've seen an absolute run up. So we've 2x from the bottom, but the coin stayed pretty steady in its respect. Now, the issue I've got with this project is you're at all-time highs. And when I say all-time highs, like I said before, it did wick up at the very beginning. So we're going to ignore all of that because that was its opening wick. So what we've done is we've come all the way up and touched this level here. So you're buying the coin on the hope that it enters price discovery. Now, I mentioned before about Fetch. Fetch is in price discovery. There you go. There is Fetch, price discovery mode. You can watch any streamer talking about it and it's in price discovery mode. There's one distinct difference for me between buying into Fetch and buying into Ton. If we go back to the chart. And that is the prospects for expansion of this coin. Fetch is an AI project. The buzz in the market is about AI. The buzz is that VCs are investing in AI. The same way that VCs invested in blockchain 4 to 6 years ago, they're now investing in AI. So given that their timescale is probably 2 to 5 years, they're looking to get in now and look at 2026, 2028, 2030 to get out of AI. So Fetch has a possibility, like many other AI coins like Render, like Ajax, whatever, to run up another 10x before the bull run really, really kicks in. Toncoin is already at 10 billion. It's at 10 billion. And where does it go from there? Where does Toncoin go from there? If it's at 10 billion and it does a 10x, it would put it third. Do you think that Toncoin has more value than BNB, Solana, XRP, Cardano, anything like that? No, it doesn't. So my humble opinion is that Toncoin is approaching its maximum price. Maybe it will do another 15x or 50%, not 15x, sorry. Maybe it will do another 15% and give it a 15 billion market cap. That would put it on the same scale as Polkadot or Tron. Think about the coin and then look at what you're comparing it with. Polygon, massive layer 2. Chainlink, the Oracle. Tron, hugely utilized network. Avalanche, huge network. SHIB shouldn't be there, neither should Doge. Cardano, is it anywhere near those projects? In my opinion, it isn't. So in my opinion, you shouldn't be loading up on a coin that's at its all-time high, that doesn't appear to have anywhere else to go in terms of market cap. It's not going to get anywhere. So the fetch comparison, just to show you the fetch comparison. Fetch is down here. It's up to 2.3 billion. If fetch does a 4x from here, that will give it the same market cap as Toncoin. I'm using fetch as an example. I could pick Algorand, I could pick Beam. Beam's another example. I could pick Beam. If Beam does a 4 or 5x, it will take you to where Toncoin is. Does Beam have more potential than Toncoin? If Toncoin is just going to be used as a kind of, I'm not going to use the word tipping app, a currency for Telegram. Telegram has an existential threat, and that is X. Everybody's going to use X. A fraction of people will use Telegram. Telegram as a product is nowhere near as good as X. So I'm just worried that people will buy into Toncoin thinking it's going to run up. It's already run up. It's already at nearly 10 billion. It's massive. It's bigger than a lot of projects that do a lot more than it. And the next two steps up take it above Polygon and Chainlink. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe somebody out there can prove me wrong and tell me why Toncoin is the coin to buy. But for me, it's not. It's not. I'm not going to buy it. So it's more than just looking at a chart. It's more than just understanding where a project is in its life cycle. It's to do as, has it had a run up yet? What's the scope for expansion? What's the scope for the market that it's in? What's its competition? There's a lot of competition in AI. I'll give you that. There will be coins that will probably come out of nowhere in the next 3 months that could do a 20 billion market cap by the end of the bull run, because that's how new the technology is. So I'm not saying that Fetch or Render or Singularity is going to win the race. I'm saying they've got such a huge room for expansion, whereas I don't think Toncoin has. The same, you could argue the same with Uniswap. Uniswap is beholden to the price action of crypto. So the more value added to Ethereum, for example, the more transaction fees Uniswap gets. So for Uniswap to do well, Ethereum has to do well. If a competitor comes along to Uniswap and is better than Uniswap in every way, shape or form, then Uniswap will fall away. And there is, of course, there's usage and utility and revenues and things like that that mean that it probably won't happen with Uniswap, but the threat is there. Chainlink has such a commanding lead over everybody else that they've built up over 3 or 4 years. I don't see their competitors taking over them in the near future, or maybe even for the next 3 or 4 years. So each coin has a different set of values that I base my opinion on what it's worth. And going back to Toncoin, it's not for me. Well, 11:54, we've kind of done it. Good morning, Barrett. I am okay. We've had a very heavy show. I haven't actually paused for breath. I haven't checked an awful lot of chat either. So if people have been asking me questions in chat, I haven't actually read them. So what I'll do very quickly now is go and see if there's any messages in chat. And the problem is with one of the chats in particular is it's full of scam messages. Rizwan, welcome. Anonymous, welcome. Hope you're doing well. If you are in chat, say hello. We've got 5 minutes left before the end of the stream. Remember, for the foreseeable future, until we run out of articles to cover, I'm not going to be doing the quiz at the end of the show. I'm going to try and divide my time between doing the live streams and making videos. So today I've got a backlog of videos to make. I've got to make a video about a launch pool. There's a new airdrop on Solana which I found completely by accident that I'm probably going to make a 2 or 3 minute video about. And then this afternoon is the big one. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this afternoon, if you hold Jupiter or Jupe, that's not the website, is it? That's not it. Hang on a second. Let me go and bring it up for you. So if you hold Jupe, there is a DAO vote happening today, Thursday. I don't know what time, probably about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. And what you will be able to do is, let's make that big enough for you to see. So Jupiter has got its first DAO vote. The voting rewards will be 100 million Jupe for the first 6 months, so it's not going to go out in one go. 75% of the launch fees. There are 93,000 unique addresses. Now, it's one vote per wallet, so that's 93,000 votes. If you have 10 wallets, of course, you can have 10 votes, but the rewards are divided amongst the amount of Jupe you have. So 10 wallets will have 100 Jupe in each. One wallet will have 1,000 Jupe. You're going to get the same rewards. Don't think you should go and create 10 wallets. So this is happening this afternoon. It's probably the biggest thing on Solana at the moment outside of meme coins. There is a lot of airdrops coming up. I'm going to do a quick video on the one I found, which was called Basket. I found it last night. Sheer accident that I found it. And so I'll be doing that. There is a vote. There will be 6 projects on here listed today. And you will have to vote. Now, if I show you very quickly, there was a test vote on Tuesday, and you had to pick what animal is the cutest. Now, for those of you that don't know, Meow is the alter ego of the CEO of Jupiter, which is obviously a cat. And as you can see, cats got 80% of the votes. Tigers, lions, and raccoons all came distant second, third, and fourth. So it's a very simple mechanism. A question will be asked. You cast your votes here. You connect your wallet, you press go, submit, whatever it's called, and then your vote is cast. And your wallet will then be allocated a percentage of the Jupe, a percentage of the launch pool fees, and of course, you will get the token that wins. So if you vote for a different token, and that token isn't picked, you're still going to get the tokens from the project that has won. It's not just going to be given to the people that have voted for the prize. So this is going to happen today. This will happen probably in about 4 hours time. So make sure to go and check that out if you've got Jupe. And I think, having just checked, I think the price of Jupe is heading to the upside, I believe. Again, one of these tokens that I expect to do incredibly well is Jupe, which is a Solana token. I think, again, it's listed on all the major exchanges. It's not a token which is hard to get hold of. I think you can buy it on all the major exchanges. And as far as I'm aware, yep. So I was buying my Jupe, and I was advising people to buy Jupe all the way down here. So I was getting Jupe at 48 cents. It's now 68 cents. I've made myself a tidy 40% profit, something like that. But I'm not planning to sell. This token, in my opinion, is a $1.50 to $2 token, and that's being very conservative. I think it really all depends on how well the LFG launch pool does over the next couple of months to see if people see the value in holding it. As I said before about BNB, When there's a launch pool, the price of BNB goes up. When the launch pool finishes, the price of BNB comes down. I think the same thing is going to happen with Dupe. If this first launch is a roaring success, this is going to break $1. Pyth was the same thing. It was airdropped. It took a long time for the Pyth price to come back. I still thought this was going to get to $1 a lot sooner than it has. So it's a good token. It's a good project. I would certainly go and have a look at it. Now, it has gone 12 o'clock. So the show has come to an end. As I said, I'm not going to do the quiz for the next few weeks. Maybe we'll start it again after the halving. I don't know. But I need a good 15 minutes or so to do the quiz. And I was feeling that we were just trying to cram it in at the end of the show. We were getting to the point where we were doing maybe 2 questions. That was it. 2 questions, 3 questions. And it felt like I was trying to rush through the quiz. And the quiz was meant to be a bit of fun at the end of the show. But we're going past 11:45. We're going into 12 o'clock, 12:05. So we won't be doing that again. But what I will do is I will drop a thank you box very quickly now. I will leave that running. And 1 minute. Remember, if you need to get hold of me, if you want to ask any questions, if you've got any requests, you can comment under this video. And also, depending on where you are under the video, there is a list of all my contact details for Telegram, YouTube, the usual places. So go and check all of them out. And until tomorrow at 11 o'clock, see you then. I am going to make a video tonight. Well, no, not tonight. I'm going to make a video now about the airdrop. And I'm also going to make a video about the DAO vote. And I'm going to make a video about the new launch pool token. So I've got 3 videos to make. I'm going to try and make them all today. So until tomorrow, thank you everybody for watching. I think I have remained calm like water for this show today. I think I've stayed calm. I don't think I've had too many rants, which is a good thing. A big thank you to everybody that's tuned in. I hope you've all had an equally good hour or so with me. Remember, check us out on the various different channels. And until tomorrow, take care. Oh, smash the like button and subscribe. And until tomorrow, take care. See you all very soon.